Beauty Chameleons, so welcome back to my channel. I am Tasha if you're new, and for all you guys that have been supporting my channel, been coming back, welcome on back. Now in this video, as you can tell, this is going to be look number 2 using the Urban Decay Love NYC Book of Shadows 3. In this tutorial, I decided to play up some of the golds and the purples in this tutorial. So today you're going to learn how to do a little shading, adding little pops of color, and then at the end I'm going to show you how to finish off this look. So if you like the way this look appears to you and something you want to use in your next holiday party or just for every day, stay tuned and keep on watching. Okay, let's get started. Now the very first thing before you put your eyeshadow on is definitely put your primer potion on from Urban Decay. Otherwise, the primer I'm using today is the Painterly Paint Pot from MAC. And I pretty much just applied it all over my entire lid area of my eye just to give my shadows something, a base to pop and keep them from creasing. But the very first brush you want to work with, I'm just using Sigma's, and this is their new small tapered blending brush. I like that it has a pointy edge on top, and it's great for getting precise color in the crease. This one's definitely not going to be a very stiff shaped brush, but it's a brush that'll be good enough to create the shading in the inner corner of the eye. Now the first color we're going to play with, actually we're not going to work again with the crease first so we can get that color to pop and then get the lid color pop even more. We're going to play with the Rockstar, ladies and gentlemen. But Rockstar is a very beautiful eggplanty purple with a little bit of black. I'm going to take a little bit onto the tip just like so. Just like so. And then I'm going to start filling in my crease areas. I'm going to start at the outer corner of my eye. I'm also going to start blending it inward, kind of creating that V shape, if you can see. And then move my way upward. You see, it looks kind of funny, right? And the great thing is you don't have to start off with a lot of color on your brush. I suggest actually starting off with very little because you can always add more, and it's always difficult to add less if you accidentally put too much on. So start with just a little bit and then start blending that color all the way to almost to the brow bone area. But once you have the general shaping of it, then go ahead and grab more color. So I'm just dipping my brush back into my Rockstar, and I'm placing more color on in the inner corner of the eye, and then I'm blending that color upward just like so. This is going to give that color a little pop and almost create almost like a smoky eye look with this color we're doing today. And I'm really just using the tip of the brush, and I'm patting and then blending back and forth. All the way up till we get that little definition. So you see how you almost create a smoky eye? We don't have any color on right now. Now the inner portion of the eye, you definitely want to take what's left over in that brush and just kind of softly blend out that point so you don't end up with choppy lines on your eyelid. Because then everybody can see wherever you place that color, it's going to be noticeable. Now the next thing I'm going to do is grab, using the same brush, I'm going to grab a little bit of Perversion, which is that matte black in the palette, and I'm going to take just a little bit on the tip of the brush, and I'm going to deepen up the inner corner of the eye. This is going to create a little bit more contrast and just a little bit more defined definition to your eye area. I can't talk. But again, start at the lash line. Create your little V like right in the inner portion of crease, and then you want to start blending that color inward. And then once you get it placed on the eye, definitely go ahead and start blending it back and forth in the inner portion of the crease. And then once you get most of the color placed there, you want to start moving your way upward and fading that color out. Again, so the color doesn't end up choppy, you want it to blend. Now if you want a little bit more dramatic, definitely grab a little bit more Perversion, and again apply it to the same area, inner corner of the eye first, and then move your way up just like so. So we have our crease area defined. Now we're going to add a little punch of color above the Rockstar, and the brush I'm going to use is just a simple blending brush. This is another Sigma brush that I've been playing with, and a review will be coming on these very shortly. This is the E25 blending brush. It's very soft and fluffy. I'm going to take a little bit of Last Call, which is that beautiful kind of pinky, lost a little friend color there. And I'm really going to place just a light amount of this color on. So basically just tap, if you can see here, just tap the brush into the shadow. And then you want to tap just a little excess off. And all I'm going to do is apply that color slightly overlapping the rock star, starting here in the outer corner of the eye. And then move my way up to the brow. I'm going to keep this section open for my highlight and then blend it toward the inner corner of the eye. So just a light amount is needed, and this will give the eye area just a little bit more interest. So you get a little burst of color. Hopefully my camera lets you see it, just a little burst of color. You'll see it better in the pictures. So I'm going to apply just a little bit there. And then using the same brush, I'm going to take a little bit of the Midnight Cowboy Rise again, and I mean a little bit. I'm going to tap the brush just like so. Okay. And I'm going to take my fingertip and tap off the excess. And then I'm going to place it just on the arch of my brow, just to give a little bit of highlight. And then I'll go back and kind of blend over Last Call. This will give Last Call a little bit more depth. And then I also will take a little bit of that color and just kind of blend out the inner corners. So I'm just using the excess left over on my brush. So now you pretty much have the upper eyelid area completed, but we're going to work on the lid itself. Now, grabbing any stiff shader brush, I'm using a Sigma 252. This one's probably about it's getting close to its second birthday, but I'm using that brush. And the color we'll be using is, Maui Wowie. It's kind of like a nice gold color you can put on the lid. Mind you, this one will have a lot of glitter, so be careful and really use the motion I'm going to tell you in this video. But take just a little bit. You want to pack a lot of that color on. See how a lot of color is on there? And what I'm going to do, instead of taking swiping motions with the brush, if you do that, it's going to cause the shadows to fall in your cheek area. And it can be pretty if you're going out to have a little burst of glitter, but I don't really want that today. But anyway, you're going to take that brush and just pat it, just like that. And the color will get placed and you don't have any fallout down there, very minimal. And then again, I'm going to pat more, just use patting motion. And you're going to end up with this really pretty, beautiful eyelid area, but just take patting motion. You can also go in the inner corner of the eye with this color, just to get the most intense inner corner of the, or inner portion of your eye, like so. Now once you get it in there, you can go back and grab any blending brush. Give me MAC 217. I'm just using the Sigma, and I just want to blend out the edge right in there, so I don't end up with a choppy edge of the highlight color added on my lid. And that's pretty much the upper area of your eyelid. Very beautiful, colorful, gold, and play with purples and pinks. Now, I don't want to forget about the lower lash line. We are going to play with that. Now, what I'm going to do is take, and this is a smudger brush. They call it a short shader brush. This is the E20. But Sephora has a shader brush like this. I'm sure MAC has one, and many brands have a shader brush. But I'm going to use this brush to apply the color along the lower lash line. I'm going to first play with I'm going to play with Wowie Maui. Just going to tap it very lightly. So you got a little Wowie Maui. I'm going to tap off the excess. And I'm just going to apply it just to the inner corner of my eye, like so. And using a patting motion. So you see that little burst of color? If you get it too thick, that's okay. You can always take your fingertip and kind of swipe out some of that color. And then the next color I'm going to play with is Last Call. And again, I'm going to tap that brush a little deeper because I want some color there. And I'm going to apply it starting where the Wowie Maui is at and blending it at the root of my lash all the way out to the outer corner of my eye, like so. And then I'm going to take Rockstar, which is the darkest of the two, this color here, and I'm just going to apply it in the outer corner of the eye. And then the last thing I'm going to do is take a little bit of Perversion, and I'm going to just apply it to the root of where the lashes grow, right on top, just patting it on. Little patty motions like so, just to give a little bit more depth. And then we are pretty much done with the eyeshadow application. Just sweeping off some of the shadows that did fall, because again, I do not want a lot of the eyeshadow fallout. Now for your inner rim, which I did line the waterline, I'm going to use the Urban Decay pencil in 0. And I'm just going to line just the waterline very lightly. Now I'm going to line my upper lash line, and I'm going to use the Buxom and it's their lash liner in Leatherettes of black, and I'm just taking a Lower Canal script brush to get the color on, and I'm just going to line on top, starting in the middle, and moving my way out to the outer corner. And I'm just making a very short wing, nothing very accentuated or anything like that. And fill in at the bottom. And I'm going to take the remainder amount and work from my inner corner and move my way out. Now once you have your liner on, you can always go back and fix any bumps or bubbles, but I'm going to go ahead and apply my lashes. Now the lashes I'm going to use in this tutorial are the Red Cherries, and these are the number 47s. Now just a word to the wise, these 47s run very wide or long, so I had to clip off about 1/4 of an inch of the lash to make it fit my lash line. So if you're going to buy these, definitely fit them on your eye first before you put them on, otherwise you're going to have some accidents like I did, and it's not fun to clean up. But anyway, I'm going to apply those on, and I'm going to show you what I did with the rest of the look. Okay, I finally have those lashes on. This is the final look. I decided to do, again, those 47s, and I just like the way the overall finish of this look came out. I like that you have that depth of the Rockstar and the Perversion, and then it fades out to a little burst of color and your highlight. Now to finish off this look, I decided to break out my Lorac, and this is the Soul Blush. And I decided to just use a regular blush brush and apply it just to the fullest portions of my cheek. But I like this color because it's not overly shimmery and it's not completely matte, but it gives you a nice balance of blush without being over dramatic compared to the eye look we did. And I did decide to add a little highlight. I broke out, and this is from MAC. I'm sure you can still find these, but this is the Mineralized Skin Finish in Soft and Gentle. It's my favorite highlight that has more of a pearlescent finish, but I just used my Sigma tapered F35 brush, and yes, there will be a review on some Sigma brushes coming up soon, but I use this brush to go along my highlight areas of my face, the T and the cupid's bow of my face, or my lips. Can't talk today, I'm just too excited. For my lips, I decided to break out my favorite. I need to get me some more of these because this is like my favorite neutral pencil from NYX, and it's called Natural 8110, but it's a perfect neutral shade for my lips where it just kind of even out and finish out the pigment of my lip. And then to give it a little bit more color, I decided to use my Lorac, and this is their Couture Shine, and the name of the color is called Glam. But I love this color. They smell so good too, you guys. But it's just a nice neutral lip to kind of balance out the colorful eye. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and I'm going to ask you guys, this is the look number 2 from the Book of Shadows. I did the green tutorial, and if you haven't seen the tutorial using the greens, I'll post a link right about here. And this is the second one using more purples and golds. I want to ask you guys to finish out this series, what look would you like to see? Would you like to see a classic smoky eye, another colorful dramatic look, or another neutral look? Leave your comments below, and for the ones that get the most comments about, I will do that for the last tutorial for this collection here. And also, what's coming up after that, I'm going to have a few more reviews of some skincare products that were not so great, but I'll tell you about it, and I'll tell you about some great skincare. I will also have, again, I mentioned that I received some brushes from Sigma, and actually I contacted them. Many of my subscribers were asking me, since I purchased the original set, I bought a 12-piece set back in July of 2009, and I still use them. You guys know because you watch my tutorials and you see me busting out my Sigma brushes, and I love them. So a lot of you guys are asking me, have I tried the professional set yet? Many of you guys are either freelance makeup artists or you just want it for your personal use. And I contacted them probably back in I want to say October, September, October, just asking them, since you guys are asking me so much about them, would they be kind enough to send me some to try out and to really use them for a long period of time, just so I can give you guys my opinion and my likes and dislikes of the 15 brush professional kit. And believe it or not, they were very kind enough to send me a brush set, and I've been using them for the past, I'd say 45 days. I've used them, you may have seen them pop out in lots of tutorials, and I've also used them and washed them, you know, least once a week just to see how the brushes hold up. So if you're interested in seeing that review, that will be coming up very shortly too. And the last thing I want to tell you guys about is, well, I'm lying, it's not the last thing, but coming up, I'm going to be doing some holiday tutorials to get you guys ready for Christmas, for New Year's Eve. I'm going to do some tutorials with, if you want to see glitters, let me know about that. Some red lip tutorials for you divas out there like the bold a red lip. I'll show you some of those using some beautiful colors to balance those out with. And then, since I didn't have a contest in November, you guys, it is Christmas time. And if you guys don't know me by now, I just love to go shop for gifts. I love to go give people gifts and just see their expression when you get the gift. I just love gift giving. So for you all, coming up very soon in another video, you will see coming out very soon, I'm going to have a contest, and it's going to be a Christmas giveaway contest. And it's not going to be one prize winner in that contest. It's actually going to be 3 prizes given away, and it's just a giveaway. But stay tuned for details for that, because one lucky winner, we're going to win something very exciting, along with the other 2 winners as well. But anyway, you guys, before this video gets like 15 minutes long, I'm going to stop chatting and wish you guys a wonderful week, and I will see you all in the next video. Y'all have a great day. Bye.